They're so good, those things, aren't they?
I know, I just
Brilliant.
can't believe they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, before we used to go around with like fingerprint and everything, but
Yeah.
by definition as well. I can't really believe it.
It feels like all that stuff's come so quickly. Like, I can remember so clearly having to have an actual VHS in a camcorder.
Yeah,
That was just the only thing.
yeah.
And they made the mini ones.
Yeah,
But then the rest, it just feels like it's caught up a bit. It's just all been a bit too quick.
no, there's not even any books anymore.
No, exactly.
CDs and downloads. Oh god, it's all gone. Anyway, Preston, pleased to meet you. So, back with the Ordinary Voice. How does that? How's it feel?
It's just incredibly weird, really. I think because I hadn't really thought about it too much. I just had this time off, and I thought, oh, let's book a little tour. I had no idea that we'd be in venues of this size.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's like, this is wild to me that people still care enough. It's been brilliant. So, yeah, it feels really, really great.
Yeah, I mean, it's sold it out. Obviously, headlining. One new song then. Is that all you've got so far then?
Well, because we didn't really want to get back together. It was like, basically, I have been writing as a songwriter for other people.
Yeah.
For a couple of years now, and I had number one, and
the Ollie Murs one,
and my publishers just said, well, I know you've been wanting to an Ordinary Voice tour for a while, so we'll book you one and see if people show. They just booked the dates and just thought, well, I'll do it. But now that it's happening, I'm kind of thinking I could do it again. I do like it. The only thing is the size. The size we are as a band, you can't really make any money out of it. And I have got a job, so it's going to be. Well, it's actually, it harks back to the days when I was a teenager doing bands. I would have terrible jobs, and I would hate my job, which obviously I love my job now. But the band was what I did in my spare time, and you wouldn't ever make any money, but it was so much more fun like that, because you didn't feel obliged to please anyone, and you just did it because you're friends, and it feels like that again. I didn't.
What is your other job? You got another job?
No, I mean, job as a songwriter, and I just work in a studio and just do like bits of production and stuff like that. And I really enjoy that, and it's kind of a career, like a grown-up's career. So it's kind of nice to have that. But going on this tour has made me realise how fun performing is, and how much I kind of feel like that is a kind of a calling for me.
Yeah. I mean, with this sort of the lineup change, William and James, that I don't know, on the Wikipedia page obviously says they gave their blessing to it.
Yeah.
And how true that is. But,
no, they did. They're just busy. They've got jobs that they can't take 2 weeks off from.
Yeah.
So they just couldn't do it. I think Will didn't really want to do it. I think he I just think he might have hung up his guitar and sort of put music behind it. Which is a bit sad. Yeah, he's a really good guitarist.
But I mean, I remember the first time I saw yourselves was lucky enough to be at the later with Jules Holland. It was a good
Junior
long
Mervyn
time.
and Morrissey were on there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It was like
Morrissey one.
Morrissey was kind of 10 feet to my
Yeah,
right,
that's
and
it.
Junior
Yeah.
Mervyn was 10 feet to my right. They're two of my favourite musicians.
Yeah, so I mean, you got your name from there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you get to chat to him that day?
I went up to him and I said, "Hello, I'm Preston," and he just went, "Yes, I know who you are." Like that, and then there was a little bit of an awkward silence, and then I was just like, "Cool." But I got all my stuff signed, and we actually went on tour with him. I think the week after that. Yeah.
But I mean, from there, so if you had to draw a parallel from sort of the Ordinary Rules at that point to now, what's changed? Because at the time, at the time, it was a bit of a mod revival. You were sort of, at the forefront of that.
Well, it's like
now,
I think it's weird with the mod revival thing. I guess a lot of the music I like is kind of mod stuff, I guess, but I'm much more just like I like stuff like the Buzzcocks a lot. I like just kind of real poppy kind of new wave punk, but like the real sort of jagged stuff. So it was like almost that all kind of came about by accident, and then Paul Weller became a fan, and that sort of. So I think we kind of went with the mod thing rather than really sort of sort it out. But I think it's now the way I view the band now. If we were to move forward, which I'm not sure whether we will, it seems like people, there's enough people that want us to now. It's really
Ordinary Army's still out.
It feels awesome, yeah. So I think the way I'd like to do it is just create an alternative timeline from the first album and just kind of ignore what did happen, because I think we forgot how to enjoy it a little bit, and it just all morphed into a weird thing. And I feel like with the third album, that was very much, that was like my album that I just made and then just put the Ordinary Boys in the front, and I probably should have had it as a solo record or something.
Yeah.
But I want to do an album that's, because when we did the first album, it was just the music we liked. We just made songs. We didn't think about it. We didn't try and construct these, the songs. We just made a song, and we all listened to a lot of hardcore and stuff as well. I love Bad Brains. That's my favourite band, and I think some of that kind of gets it, because it's quite kind of stop-starty and angular, and there's like these weird stops and weird accents and stuff on the first record, and the second record was much more kind of, it was more kind of Elvis Costello-y, and it's like you have to be Elvis Costello to be able to do that, because it's really difficult. But if you're like young kids, you can make this kind of, this racket. And I think there was something cool about my singing, which isn't punky at all. It's just like kind of the way, I think it's just me having spent my whole teenage years trying to emulate Morrissey as closely as I possibly can. It's something cool about that over the kind of fast stuff that really, and the kind of punky stuff that really works. So I want to make, if we do make another record, I think it'll be kind of Over the Counterculture Part 2.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I can't get away from the big brother question. And
do it.
You ever see her anymore?
I have the occasional text. It's like, it is. Like, I don't regret all the weird stuff like that, because it was so fun, and just it's not a lot of people get to experience that kind of bizarro world in their life, and I'm really glad I did. But I'm so desperately happy that it's behind me now. I can't. It was when I was in that world. It was very much, it was all kind of around me, and it was, sort of impossible not to get sort of tied up in it for the various decisions that I'd made previously. But the idea that I would still be kind of hanging on by my fingernails to something like that is just such a depressing thought, and the fact that I now am making music every day, and it's just like, it was fun for a very, very short amount of time, but it's not, it's definitely not me.
Yeah. Do you think that that a lot of the fans have come from the Big Brother sort of era, or
there's not a single person?
Not.
It's a testament to how fickle that world is compared to. I worked so hard and went on tour and stayed in endless travel lodges, toured for 6 months at a time around the first album, and they're the people that are coming now, and they're so loyal, they kind of are willing to overlook all of the other stuff. Anyone who became a fan because of Big Brother, they're listening to Frankie Kokosi or whatever, they're
buying early mercer.
Yeah, that they probably are, that's but they're, it's just different. It's, they like you for a minute, and then they don't like you anymore. And I think I'm a kind of, living testament to that. Just the fact that these people from the first album are still coming out and still singing every word. It's like, it just shows that it's really heartwarming to know that if you really believe in the music and you put a lot of work in, then people can respect that and respond to that. Whereas if you just suddenly come out of nowhere and you get on the radio, then you get the more of a fickle fan base, which is like useless if you want to tour for the rest of your life, which is like what most bands want, I think.
Yeah. With the songwriting then, so if there was another album, Ordinary Boys album, how would the songwriting partnership work? Would it literally be self-writing it?
No, I did Run This Town, but the new guys are such good musicians. They're all friends from. I've known them as long as I knew Will and James. So I think we just get in a room and just because when we did the first album, I just split it you know, no matter who wrote the songs, I was just like, split it, because they're a band. And then I think we just got some weird advice from management and stuff, and they were like, really, well, who wrote this bit, who wrote this bit? I just think that's a bit, it sort of creates a weird extra feeling of there being some kind of hierarchy, and I think it's like, I just think that's really sort of depressing if you're in a band. So I think we're just going to get in a room, and whoever writes the songs, and we'll just split everything. I mean, we're not going to make any money out of it, because we're not going to...
You never know.
It's not, you know... Well, I think if we do an album, I'll either put it on Bandcamp or just put it on the internet for free. I'm like... I think the reason I'm enjoying this tour so much is because I'm not making any money out of it, weirdly. Because it feels like it's a treat for myself. And I think that's what an album would be as well. Just...
No, but I mean, some money must be coming in. I don't know, with the, you know, being featured in the, you know, Buzz, There Will Be Boys and Harry Potter films.
Yeah, I mean that
sort of thing.
It's sort of, you get a little bit of PRS now and again still from that.
Yeah, but I mean, how's sort of the songwriting side of things? And you know, Ollie Murs and what else are you doing? But does that go? Do you write specifically for him, or do you have it like, you know?
I've been doing a lot of
catalogues.
I've been doing a lot of getting people, like I had some stuff on his last album as well, actually. And I had the noisettes in, and like we get bands in and write with them. Like this is a band One Night Only who I'm writing with at the moment, who I'm really enjoying. They're just awesome guys, and they're really talented. They're the sort of band where they...
So they approach you then, or?
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of it. But the actual stuff that I'm really enjoying is I've been developing these projects myself. So I'll just find a girl. I actually met this girl in a pub, and I've been working with her for like probably 18 months now. Finished her album, like production, and
who's that?
I sort of feel like I don't want to say it until afterwards. But she has signed. She's signed now, and it's all due to come out next year, and it's going to be, you know, it's like the label's main priority. It's like it's going to be a big one.
Right. What about festival dates, end of the year?
I know. I feel like the nature of this whole tour is very much about not. We didn't really advertise it. It's just like, if people are going to seek it out, and come and see us. But I don't want to feel like I'm trying to like force it upon people, because I know that like Stone Roses are reforming, and that's awesome and exciting. The Ordinary Boys reforming is awesome and exciting to a very, very, very small amount of the population. So I wonder if at I just wonder if festivals are right, really. I think I'd rather just, if we do it, just do exactly the same thing again, because this has been awesome. So
yeah, no.
But looking at the set, and there's a lot of old B-sides and a lot of covers on there, because we did so many just kind of 70s punk covers, just shamelessly, but because it's music we love. But it'd be great to have some more new stuff, more than one new song on there, I think. So if we could rejig the set, I think I would, with new songs, I think I'd like to do it again.
Great stuff. I mean, I know Jim Will Fix It passed away recently. If he had to fix it for you to do anything,
you know, he did once when I was in when I was in Big Brother.
Yeah.
They brought him in, and one of the tasks was that he fixed it. And I asked to be on EastEnders, but it never came about. In fact, I would still probably. In fact, I think the kid who plays Ian Beale's son in EastEnders is in a band with two of the Ordinary Boys. Like, they've got this side project where they do a band with him.
Oh, what's that called then?
I think they're called East Arbor something or other. I don't know. Yeah, just a weird fact for you.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks a lot for your time, by the way. It's been brilliant. Yeah. But if you had to sort of sum up the Ordinary Boys for somebody maybe that hasn't actually, seen you live before, and had to, you had to search out 3 tracks, which ones would you suggest?
I'd say, I mean, it says a lot about how I feel about the band. I think that they would all be from the first album, anyway. I would definitely choose Over the Counterculture. It's like it's the first track. It's really fast, and it's probably the most kind of like hardcore inspired one. Or it's like before we were the Ordinary. Well, in fact, we were called the Ordinary Boys. We used to be a hardcore band, and we would a million miles an hour, and I would bleed every set, and I would we'd like we do that trick where you put lighter fluid on the cymbals and then you set them on fire, and then when you hit them, they just kind of. So we, and that was like early 2000s, and then we just thought. I just realised I could kind of sing in tune a little bit, and I'd never really sort of tried, and I got really into the Smiths. And so we wrote the first album at that point, just like straight after being a hardcore band. And so that's, I think, Over the Counterculture is the one that most has that. And then Talk Talk Talk, which is on that record as well, has a kind of a sort of chant thing, because obviously all the hardcore bands, the crowd chant back, and that's, you know, something amazing about that. And then there's a B-side we did called Hand in Hand, which is different to the Elvis Costello song. We did one called Hand in Hand, and it's like, it was my first attempt at kind of a song that wasn't that kind of teen angsty, kind of hateful brattiness that most of my lyrics are always about. As a first sort of love song, and I think that sort of holds a bit of a place in my heart, so I really like that song.
Great stuff. Anything you'd like to say to Music News watchers?
Just, thanks for listening.
Preston,
cool.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers. Are you coming tonight?
I can't, my brother's just had a little kid, so I've got a shoot round there now, and say hello to little Kiara.
Wow.
Yeah, his first kid. So
is that your first?
His first kid, yeah.
And your first nephew?
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately.
No, well that's, that's really exciting.